Well, hello. Here I am, and I'm going to do the next block of the month. This time, the block is called Homestead. The Homestead block here is also a very easy one with a cross down the center and half square triangles around the outside. Now, to make it a little easier to read and to calculate the number of squares I need, I did another little drawing and colored in the squares. So up in the corners, here, 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 and here are half square triangles. And I'm starting off with two 9-inch squares, one background, one color, and they will make four squares that are 8.5 inches. Then I need to get the pieces for the center cross, and I need 4 pieces of 4.5 inch color and 5 pieces of 4.5 inch background. Now the background is going to be the color cross in the center. If you want to switch them around, it's easy to do. What could be any easier than that? So right now I'm going to sew together my 8.5 inch squares to make the triangles, half square triangles in the corners. So in order to get the 8.5 inch triangle finished, I'm starting off with a 9-inch square here. 9-inch square. And I drew a diagonal line and sewed 1/4 inch on both sides of the diagonal line. The next thing to do is just to cut across the diagonal open out the square, and I press both of those seam allowances towards one side. Then I will take my square up ruler and I will square them to 8.5 inches by keeping the diagonal line on the square up ruler, this diagonal line here, and keep that on the seam, and then square that up to 8.5 inches. So I'm just going to press these open. So squaring up is always required to make sure that the blocks will fit together well. Make sure that diagonal line is on the seam you just sewed. And there isn't very much in the way of extra fabric this way. Now that line is here, and I'll check the 2 8.5 markings on the ruler here. And that gets rid of this little dog ear here as well. There, one. Put it on the table at the correct orientation. I think that's the way it's going. I'll see in a minute or two. I cut the 4.5 inch squares. I don't remember which one I made 5 and which one I made 4, so might change. Doesn't take very long to do this, and there's not much waste most of the time. Just a little bit. In a perfect world, I would sew it exactly, but I make lots of mistakes. Mistakes are just an adventure. So it's got lots of extra on it. Eight. Last one. These blocks are so fast and easy to make. Alright, which way did I put these? I either have 5 or 4 of these. I don't remember what I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. 5. 1, 2. Oh, I made it the other way around. This way. Four of these. This way. And you see, the center is the colored bit. So that's the way I put it. One there, one there, one there, one here, and one here. This one needs a press. One there. Easy to sew together. So the cross in the middle is the same as the outside. Got the outside background here. I cut 4 of the color fabric to go in those 4 spaces, and the 5 that go across here are all good. So to sew this together, I would do it in 2 stages. First of all, I would sew these 2 blocks together. Then I would sew this row. Then I would sew those 2 and sew them onto there, and then just sew the 3 different rows together. And that is what I'm going to do right now. one, press it well. Press it, and then take one of those for one side and the other one for the other side. With blocks this size, it is so fast to make this happen. Got a lot of rattling going on. This one goes on there. Sew this together. Press that. I'm going to press those out. And the one on the inside, I'll press in. Lovely. See? Just pick these up for the next row. Sew them together. The two color blocks are on the outside, the background's in the center. Do a little chain here. Color to color, background to background here. Last color. It's really fast. Give it a press, and these I was going to press towards the inside. And this could go on. Sew that together. It's nice to get them to match up at the seams, and sometimes it's a bit more difficult when you don't have them chained together in the first place, so you have to make sure that you get them lined up. That's nice about the 1/4 inch foot. You just have to keep that moving along the side of the fabric, and it usually works out really well. Just keep it going. And when one seam is pressed in that direction and the bottom seam is pressed in that direction, you can kind of guide this one at the top under the presser foot. I have a variety of little tools that I use to help me do that. One of them, let's see, where did it go? Here it is. One of them is a turkey baster, a turkey skewer. And what I did was just put some, I can see that nicely here, put some beads on. I twisted the end over a little bit and closed it up so that they won't come off. I put some beads on so I have something to hang on to. And the top one is hot glued and the bottom one is hot glued. And then I use this, and it's a good helper to put things under the presser foot when I don't want to get my fingers close. So that works really nicely. I made a whole bunch of those one time and gave them out to everybody at a workshop. They were fun. People still use them. One more section to put together. I have a variety of little tools that I use, and they're handy at my desktop. Another little tool I use is a pointy end of a bamboo skewer. And sometimes when I want to reach in and hold something that I don't want to get close to with my fingers, that holds it down nicely and keeps it where I want the seam to be, and I can lift it out easily before I get there. And the third thing that I keep handy is a little, there we go, I'll put it right up there, little artist's palette knife. And sometimes that allows me to reach into other places that I can't get to that are pointy. And so that's not useful here as much as it is for turning out points or doing something in a corner where there's lots of seams. But that one helps me a lot too. My fingers are getting a little bit unsensitive and kind of calloused from other things that I do, and a bit of arthritis. So all of these little tools help to get the seams appropriately seated together. One other thing while I'm mentioning it, I have a toothbrush. And the toothbrush helps me also to get rid of some of the linty things around here, especially when I'm cleaning up around the needle and trying to get into little places. It's a handy little thing to have. All these little tools, I have a little container over here just by my side, and I keep them over there so they're within reach. But here I am, just finishing off this last block. Homestead. Nothing could be easier. Making these big blocks. They're lovely, big, colorful blocks. I'll just give it a press and put it up on the wall with the rest of them. Homestead, right here, done. I always like to see all the blocks together when I finish one, so I put them back up on the wall. Check them out, make sure I remember what I've done. Now I just put them away again for another month and wait for the next block to come out. But they're so pretty. Winter, winter, winter. It will end soon enough. Bye for now. Check you up next time.